The Great Gatsby. The 1920s in America was a time of vibrancy and contradiction. The shadow of war had just receded, and the economy was booming, with significant cultural shifts taking place. This period, known as the Jazz Age, became a symbol of the American dream. However, beneath the surface of prosperity, societal divisions and personal disillusionment were becoming increasingly apparent. The story's protagonist, Nick Carraway, moves to New York from the Midwest, hoping to make a name for himself in this city of opportunity. Although his family is wealthy, Nick chooses a different path from his family tradition. He decides to pursue a career in finance and rents a small house in West Egg, Long Island, beginning his new life. Nick's house is next door to a grand mansion owned by a mysterious and wealthy man, J. Gatsby. Gatsby's parties are legendary, attracting the elite of New York society. However, Gatsby's past and the source of his wealth remain shrouded in mystery. He rarely mingles with his guests, leaving everyone curious about his true identity and motives. As Nick's friendship with Gatsby deepens, he learns about Gatsby's past. Gatsby, originally named James Gotts, was born into a poor farming family and dreamed from a young age of escaping poverty and becoming someone great. He met a beautiful girl, Daisy Fay, and fell in love with her. Daisy came from a wealthy family, and although their love was genuine, the vast difference in their social standing eventually forced them apart. Gatsby joined the military during World War I and earned commendations for his bravery. Upon returning to America, he found that Daisy had married a wealthy man, Tom Buchanan. Tom was a proud and arrogant man, secure in his wealth but unfaithful to Daisy. Undeterred, Gatsby resolved to become wealthier than Tom and win back Daisy's heart. He amassed a fortune through various means and purchased the mansion near Daisy's home, hoping that one day she would wander into one of his parties, and they would be reunited. As an outsider, Nick has a unique perspective on the glittering yet hollow world of New York's upper class. He's close to his cousin Daisy and her husband Tom, frequently attending their gatherings. Tom is having an affair with a woman named Myrtle Wilson, the wife of a car mechanic. Myrtle longs to escape her humble life and live lavishly with Tom. Nick gradually sees through the opulence to the emptiness beneath. He observes that many people in this society will stop at nothing to achieve wealth and status, even if it means compromising their morals. While he grows disillusioned with this lifestyle, he cannot fully extricate himself from it, as he seeks success and validation in New York. Nick eventually helps Gatsby and Daisy reunite, rekindling their past romance. Gatsby's love for Daisy has become something greater than reality, symbolizing all his dreams and aspirations. He believes that, if he can be with Daisy, everything will fall into place. However, as the story progresses, Gatsby gradually realizes that Daisy is not the idealized figure he imagined. Daisy is trapped by the material comforts of her life, and cannot bring herself to abandon it all for the uncertain future Gatsby offers. In a pivotal confrontation, Gatsby and Tom argue over who truly loves Daisy. Ultimately, Daisy chooses Tom because she cannot face the risk of losing everything she has. Gatsby's dream is shattered, and he spirals into despair, crushed by both emotional and practical realities. Gatsby's dream eventually turns into a nightmare. His love for Daisy goes unfulfilled, and tragedy strikes when Myrtle is killed in a car accident. Tom, seeking to protect himself, implicates Gatsby as the culprit. Myrtle's husband, George Wilson, consumed by grief and rage, tracks down Gatsby and kills him before taking his own life. Gatsby dies alone, with hardly anyone mourning his death. The so-called friends who attended his lavish parties do not show up at his funeral. Only Nick remains to arrange the burial. After the funeral, Nick feels a deep sense of emptiness and sorrow. Disillusioned with the superficial world of New York, he decides to return to his hometown in the Midwest. Through his experiences, Nick comes to understand the fragility of the American dream and the illusions it often entails. Before leaving New York, Nick looks back at Gatsby's mansion and reflects. Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter tomorrow, we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, and one fine morning. The Great Gatsby is not just a story about love and dreams. It also explores the disillusionment that often accompanies the pursuit of the American dream. Gatsby represents the ideal of that era, but his tragic fate reminds us of the harsh realities that lie beneath the glittering surface.